And when the darkness seems so strong and you just can't go on, pray for your helping hand. You'll see the sun will rise again. You'll find the strength to carry on up to heaven where you belong. 'Cause life is but a journey for us.
Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers from around the world. Welcome back to your new series, Building a Better Future. I'm still your host, Malik, and I'm still here with none other than Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid, all the way from the Colorado Muslim Society. You've seen him online at www.karimabuzaid.com. You've seen him on his Facebook fan page. You've seen him most importantly at www.huda.tv in all his programs. And you can also check him out, of course, on YouTube at Islamway71. That's his channel. You guys, we've been talking about a lot of things here, about how to raise the children of empowered Muslims for the next generation. This point, it's a transition point in our series. We're talking now primarily to people who are looking to marry, and stay tuned if you're already married as well. Because we've been talking about the attributes in children, how we want to raise them. Now we want to focus on who and where. We talked about when they're children. Who is going to raise them? Is it the public school teacher? I don't think so. Is it the imam of the local masjid? No, it's your job as a parent, as a father, and as a mother. That's who's going to raise the children. And we're going to pick, as we pick our wives and our husbands, a father and a mother for our children. So we can see this is a very, very important topic. Sheikh Karim, we have a lot to say, I believe, about this topic, inshallah.
Jazakallahu khairan, Malik. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna sayyidana wa nabiyyana Muhammadan abdullahi wa rasuluh. Malik, like you mentioned, this is a transition. This is probably the last transition in our show. Like we talked about tamkeen, the condition for it, and then we transition to the qualities that we want in that generation, that we want to be empowered in earth. Now, how can we produce it? What are the institutions? It happens that the only place to produce children is a husband and wife, a man and a woman. And I don't know where to begin. This is so wealthy, so rich of a subject. But I'm glad you mentioned, you kind of categorized our viewers into married and unmarried. But at the same time, even those who are married, I'm sure they have children and friends who are about to get married. So maybe they can give them nasiha. So they can keep tuned and watching. Inshallah. And like you said, that inshallah, if they are married and we can help them direct themselves to that process as well. But I want to ask the average youth now in the Ummah this question. And I mean by youth, male or female. Why do you want to get married? It's a very interesting question. But I tell you, if you ask an average youth this question, I think some of them will stutter.
Okay. Not sure what their intention is.
I don't know. Some of them will say, well, to guard my chastity, which is beautiful.
Which is a noble cause as well.
Noble cause. Stay away from adultery. Some will say, maybe because I love this girl, she's beautiful. I love this person because he's smart, handsome. But if this is the right answer, no, it is not. Listen to a statement that was made by Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anh, and the statement is authentic. It was compiled in a book that is written by Ibn Abi Dunya, that is his name. Listen carefully to that statement because we're going to begin from there. Okay. I've been thinking, where should we begin? And I think this is the right place. Wallahi, by Allah, inni la ukrihu nafsi ala nikah hatta yakhruja min dhahri nasamatun tusabbihullah. Umar ibn Khattab says, by Allah, I force myself to have a relationship with my spouse in order to have an offspring who will say La ilaha illallah. You see the intention?
Yes, this is the intention.
This has to be the initial intention.
Not pleasure and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, if you're going to get married for other than this, that's not your show. But you can keep watching. But this is the initial. This is what is going to drive you. Because if this is the right intention, then you're going to choose the right mate. Because the problem with us, Malik, the culture where we were brought up, the majority of us, they somehow taught us that marriage, here is the process. You fall in love with this girl, and this boy falls in love with this. And then they keep loving one another for a while.
Which they call dating.
Dating.
Okay.
And no, well, not in our culture here. Alhamdulillah, we're still guarding some principles of the religion. But I'm talking about the culture here in the East, in the Muslim world. And then some odds, they don't want them to get married. The father is saying no. The mother doesn't like the dude, and
all these happening.
Complications. Look, this is how they presented the whole thing to us in soap operas and in movies. Like you have 30 episodes, like our show, building a better future, but they have a 30 episodes of a man and woman loving one another, and they're trying to get married, and they keep facing all these obstacles, and every episode they overcome one of them.
Okay.
And then the last episode, they tell you they got married and they lived happily ever after.
But Sheikh, how can we live happily ever after? That's the episodes we want to see. We want to see those episodes.
You see, that is not true. This is a big, big lie. Marriage is an institution that faces a lot of challenges. I tell you something, Malik. The top of the line, Shaitan, the big Shaitan. The Prophet ﷺ told us in Sahih Muslim, Al-Hadith Sahih Muslim, Al-Hadith Jabir ibn Abdullah radiyallahu anhu, that Shaitan, the big guy, the guy who doesn't die, the rest of the Shayateen, they die.
Offspring.
But this one,
he
continues living. So he has a lot of experience. Every single day in the morning, he places his throne in water. In the morning, when the sun comes out, thrones his. So all these shayateen who are about to go to do their work, which is corrupting earth, they come and report to him. He would be sitting in his throne like this, and then he would give them incentive by saying, whoever does the best accomplishment, whoever does the best achievement today in misguiding a Muslim, I will crown him with my own hands. I will place the crown on him with my own hands. Then the shayateen will disperse. All of them are looking forward to that incentive, to that prize at the end of the day. Then they go, and then Shaitan again places his throne on water at the end of the day. This is not a sci-fi. This is not my talk. Okay, هذا قول النبي. I'm just explaining to you the meanings. هذا الحديث في صحيح الإمام مسلم. The top of the line of authenticity. Hadith Jabir ibn Abdullah radiyallahu anhu. So at the end of the day, he places his throne again in water, where these shayateen come and report to him their accomplishment and achievements for the day. So one of them would stand up and say, okay, Mr. Big Shaitan, today I was able to basically whisper to that person, I did not leave him until he killed another person. Good job. Killing. Good job, killing. And then another one will stand up and say, okay, today I was able to whisper into that man and woman, I got them to be alone. And even so, the messenger told them, a man and a woman by themselves, I will be their third. And I got them together, and I whispered they committed adultery. I did not leave them. Good job. Sit down. Steal, you name it. You name any
all these sins.
Until one of them would stand up and says, today, Mr. Shaitan, I was able to separate a husband and wife.
And he considers this the biggest accomplishment.
He will say, نعم أنت you are my man, come out.
Why?
Why?
What is so special?
Divorce, by the way, is not haram. You know that.
Right.
It's disliked, highly disliked, but it's not haram. Killing is haram, right?
Right.
Adultery is haram, right?
No doubt.
Stealing is haram, right?
Without doubt.
Why shaitan is so happy about this?
Good question.
A long-term strategic planning.
Destroy community, long term.
Destroy the next generation. If you separate a husband and wife, if there are children, these children will pay the price.
And the next generation as well, most likely.
The next generation will pay the price.
Because they carry the baggage and their children and their children.
Yes. It's asset.
Yeah.
These-
Long-term investment.
Yes, long-term
Shaitan.
investment. Children who are not brought up by a devoted, disciplined husband and wife will pay the price of that divorce.
Well, Sheikh, how can we find a disciplined and an obedient and a good wife?
That's something that we're going to have to, they're going to have to stay tuned with us, because
Okay.
I see them pointing out that we may have to finish in a minute or two.
Okay.
But I want to say something, Malik, that the evil forces in this world, even sorcerers, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about the children of Israel leaving the guidance that came to them from Allah, and they followed what the sorcerers uttered against Sayyidina Sulaiman, وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانَ وَلَكِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا. The verse of Al-Sihr in Surah Al-Baqarah. Look at this. يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى الْمَلِكَيْنِ بِبَابِلَ هَارُوتَ وَمَارُوتَ. So they learn sorcery, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala singled out the greatest harm that can be done through sorcery, separating a husband and wife. فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. Again, because this causes the ruin, the destruction of the first brick in the community. The place where we want these children to come out.
Destroy the foundation.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Because for sure that these children will be brought up by another man. Because what happened? The wife is going to get married again to another man. He's going to be living, these children are not going to be living with the father, with another man. Or with another woman, not the mother.
Yeah.
Stepmother,
Stepfather.
They are not the same.
Yeah.
They are not the same. So, marriage is an institution. We have to establish this.
Okay.
Is a challenge. Is not lived happily ever
Ever
after.
after.
Absolutely not.
It's something that we have to work towards as well.
Yeah,
And can you, in the next segment, can you give us some motivation and encouragement? Give us some of the criteria that we need to choose. I'm waiting to hear this so much.
Bismillah.
Okay, inshallah. Stay tuned to the next segment. You don't want to miss it. We're talking about choosing the right spouse. This is a big topic for everyone. Please stay tuned.
Up to heaven, heaven where I belong. Up to heaven, heaven where I belong.
Hey guys, thank you for staying tuned. We're back. And we're back talking about marriage with Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. Sheikh, you had said something funny in the last segment. You said you watched a soap opera. There was a soap opera, 30 episodes. It was a show about people facing obstacles in their institutional marriage. And in the last episode, they got married and it was happily ever after. Is this how marriage works?
No, that is not how it works.
Well, that's how it would be nice.
You see, it's not how it works. Marriage is a challenge. Why a lot of people are the ratio of marriage now? Look at the ratio of divorce in the Muslim world.
It's rising, yeah?
70% in some Muslim countries. And this is driving a lot of people away from marriage because of all these challenges. And you end up marrying another person on a basis other than what Allah and His Messenger has chosen for you, has recommended for you. And then within 1, 2, 3 years, the problems start sparkling. And add to this, I just told you that shaitan was on the top of this. Shaitan is motivating his little shayateen to do this.
Right.
The sorcerer and a lot of evil. I mean, we're talking about shayateen al-jinn. There are shayateen al-ins too. The human shayateen, they are after the marriage.
Right.
They want to see a happy husband and wife together, and they work on separate. So if you do not have the right partners on that institution, it's not going to work.
What are some of the things we can look out for those who aren't married? What are some of the wrong reasons to marry?
Well, I will share with them Hadith Abi Hurairah radiyallahu an, the Hadith في صحيح الإمام البخاري ومسلم. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, تنكح المرأة لأربع. A woman is asked in marriage for 4 reasons. 4 things should motivate you to marry a woman.
Okay.
جمالها, her physical beauty. مالها, her money. She inherited a lot of money from her fathers. Her lineage, ancestor, family. And with this, by the way, goes her green card. Like in America.
That's another phenomenon. We're going to talk about it.
Like a lot of brothers, and it's very sad. They go and marry a woman because she lives in the West, whether Europe, and he's just wanting the green card.
This is a
he
terrible
just
thing.
wants the stay. And then he ends up marrying her, he gets the green card, he leaves the children with her, the children become Christian or Jews after her,
Astaghfirullah,
and he
this is
just
very
got the
bad.
green card. That's what's happening with the Ummah.
Yes.
So, and then diniha.
Her religion. And it's okay to look for
Her
all
religion.
4.
Absolutely, but where do you find the 4? I mean, give me a break. I mean, where do you find those 4? I mean, but if you find them, that's wonderful. But,
Okay.
But tell me, okay? But where do you find those? Okay. But yes, there is no harm in finding a beautiful, prestigious, wealthy, good family, and religious. But here is what the Prophet said: فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ. You better go for the one with the deen. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. If you marry, because again, Malik, we're talking about producing that new generation. When you choose a wife, you're choosing a mother for your children. When the wife chooses a husband, she's choosing a father. And a father, righteous mother, the chances to produce righteous children, the children that we want, the children that we aspire for them to be empowered in earth, are high.
Highly likely.
Highly likely. But if they do not have a matching agenda, it's not going to work.
What if you have one righteous and one not righteous? Still, the formula doesn't work for the kids.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's actually very confusing to the children.
Right.
Very confusing, and creates a lot of confusion in the minds of the children. Because remember, both of them, they have to agree on what they want. Okay, and that is why at the beginning of this episode, I asked this question that we must ask ourselves. Why do I want to marry?
Right.
Okay, I want to marry because I want to contribute to the welfare of this ummah.
This is our intention.
I care about Islam. I care about Muslims. I want to produce children who will say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. I want to produce children who will promote the deen of Allah in their character first, and they will convey it to the rest of humanity. And I really feel bad. You go and visit some Muslim families now, and then they bring the children in front of you. This is my little child, Ahmed.
Yeah.
Ahmed, what would you like to be when you grow up? An astronaut.
That's okay, right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
An engineer.
Okay.
Beautiful. A doctor. Beautiful. An imam. No. Imam, no. No.
This has become like something that people don't want.
No. Imam, no. Somebody to teach the deen, no. And I have to be fair. There is a great number of Muslims who are not like this.
For
I
sure.
have to be fair.
Certainly, yeah.
Certainly. I mean, but this is the majority of the Muslims. Yeah. Where are you from, Zakaria? You know Prophet Zakaria?
Of course.
I encourage the brothers to open up and read his story in Al Imran, and also at the beginning of Surah Maryam. Huh? Zakaria, by the way, Prophet Zakaria alayhi salam, he happened to live right before the time of Sayyidina Isa.
Okay.
Around this time. Look at him now. كافها يا عين صاد ذكر رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا. He called upon his Lord in a secret, in a low voice. What does he want from Allah? قال رب إني وهن العظم مني. Ya Rabb, my bones are weakened. وهن, weak. واشتعل الرأس شيبة. And the gray hair is
growing.
But I have never given up calling upon you with this dua. وَلَمْ أَكُنْ بِدُعَائِكَ رَبِّ شَقِيًّا. My wife is barren. And I'm old. But I still want a child. هَبْ لِي مِن لَدُنْكَ وَلِيًّا. Why?
Why? He's old. What is he going to try for?
Oh, maybe to inherit his wealth?
Carry his name?
Carry his name? No. To inherit the knowledge.
Leave a legacy on earth.
You see, even in the books of Bani Israel in the New Testament, they tell you that the rabbis at the times were corrupt. They even plotted. They tell that themselves.
They admitted themselves.
They plotted with the Romans to, so-called crucify.
Yeah, so-called.
Sayyidina Zakaria alayhi salam was concerned, if I die, who's going to teach the deen after me?
This was his intention.
Yes. I'm the last man standing for the religion here.
Right.
And I'm getting old. And I see all these rabbis around me corrupt. They sell and buy with fatwas. There are like these preachers now we have in the Muslim world who come out mixing, good, go ahead and mixing, dating, go ahead and dating, no problem, no shake the hand, no problem of the women, no problem, like this. Who's going to stand and teach the right teachings of the deen after me, O Allah? That's what concerns me. Okay. I don't want a child because he wants that child to carry on my name. I don't want a child because I'm afraid that my wealth is going to go into the wrong hand. No. يَرِثُنِي, to inherit me, وَيَرِثُنِي وَمِنْ آلِ يَعْقُوبَ, to inherit me and inherit the house of Yaqub, the knowledge of the Torah. Because of his sincerity and his piety, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give it to him.
In his old age, in his wife's barren state.
By the way, and subhanallah, one of the most fascinating things about the place of that story, it always comes right before the story of the birth of Jesus.
Why?
So if you see Jesus' birth to be miraculous, what about Yahya's birth? His father was 99 years old. His mother was barren.
It goes in the same kind
the same context.
Yeah.
Both of them, they don't qualify. If you read the both stories, they were mentioned in Ala Imran, Surah Ala Imran, Surah number 3, and Surah Maryam at the very beginning. You find the story comes right before the story of the birth of Jesus. Allah is telling you, look at Yahya, he was 99 years old. 99 years old. Yeah. His wife was barren, no children.
Yeah.
No children. And yet, Allah is still giving them a child. But why did he want a child? To teach the deen. Can our Muslim mothers, our Muslim fathers, have the same care about the religion of Islam like this prophet? Can they?
Inshallah.
Can they do like the mother of Maryam, Hannah, her name? She placed her hand in her womb. إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لَكَ مَا فِي بَطْنِي مُحَرَّرًا. Oh Allah, whoever is in my womb is for you, to serve you, to serve your deen. She wanted a boy. Allah given her Maryam, a girl. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used Maryam, the girl, in a way that He has never used another woman. And He will never use another woman in the history of humanity to have a baby without a father.
Miraculous birth.
Miraculous birth. Because of the intention.
Because of the intention. You said it right as usual, Sheikh. This is getting really interesting. I look forward to the next episode about the criteria of choosing a spouse. You guys, you don't want to miss the next episode of your program, Building a Better Future, with Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. See you next time. Assalamu alaikum.
And when the darkness seems so strong and you just can't go on, pray for your helping hand. You'll see the sun will rise again. You'll find the strength to carry on up to heaven where you belong. 'cause life is but a journey for us all. We cry, we laugh, we run, sometimes we fall. But through it all, always recall, God never gives a burden too tall.